Welcome to the Hank Haney podcast. I'm recording today on nofiltered.net, and you can also hear this podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. Today's podcast is brought to you by Haney University. That is my website, haneyuniversity.com. That's where you find out information about how you can get better at golf, either by receiving my free instructional videos that go out on a weekly basis, or by getting golf lessons from me, either at my studio in Paradise Valley, Arizona, or at the golf practice in Deerfield, Illinois, where I just started teaching this week. All right. Today, we are going to talk about what everyone is talking about in golf, and that is the U.S. team Ryder Cup picks that will be happening after the Tour Championship by Zach Johnson. Actually, is it really Zach Johnson that's going to make the picks, or do they take a vote? Yeah, that's what they do. They ask all the assistant captains, which I don't know who they are. Usually it's the same cast of characters. Fred Couples, Steve Stricker, Davis Love. I don't know who else they throw in there, but that's usually who it is. Tiger. And they'll ask all those guys what their opinions are, and then they put them all together. And then Zach Johnson, the captain, will make the call, but he'll slough it off and say that all the players had a vote and all the assistant captains had an opinion, and it'll be we. And that's okay. I mean, hey, you don't take responsibility, and why should you when you're the captain? Just let everybody else have the responsibility. But you do the press conferences and you do all that stuff. That's kind of the way it goes, and that's fine. It is what it is. But I've been hearing everybody talk. Actually, I haven't been hearing everybody talk because I don't listen much. I have to admit. I mean, I haven't watched the Golf Channel unless it was like a tournament round. I haven't watched the Golf Channel in forever. The commentary, I can't take it. The cast of characters on there, not it is too many bouquets. Not as many bouquets as they have over there on Sirius XM. I mean, since I left Sirius XM, PGA Tour Radio, I mean, it's just nothing but bouquets. I mean, it's just like they cannot say they can't say anything that's not nice. I mean, it's got to be complimentary. It's got to be anti-live. It's complimentary PGA Tour. It doesn't matter if the guy shanks. It doesn't matter if the guy has the biggest yips you've ever seen. It doesn't matter, if a guy just choked his guts out. It's just all great. Everything's great. This guy's great. The competition is great. The tournament is great. Everything is great, and live sucks. Okay, live sucks. I mean, they got guys over there. I actually happened to turn it on the other day. And I don't, I'm not sure why. I was in my car. I listen to PGA Tour Radio when the tournaments are on, okay? But I happened to turn on a talk show. And I was listening in the afternoon, and it's two of the charter members of the corrupt golf media are on there, okay? And they're talking about how no player on the LIV should be picked for the Ryder Cup, except maybe, and really they're not sure. They don't really think so. They're not positive. They're not going to commit to it. They're not going to commit to Brooks Koepka. Brooks Koepka is the best player in golf. And how do I come up with that? Look at the major championships he's won. Who has won more major championships than Brooks Koepka in the last how many years? He won the PGA Championship. He finished second at the Masters. He was hurt for a couple years and didn't. He is the biggest big game player in the game of golf. Period. The only thing that matters is major championships. They'd say LIV is exhibitions. What's the PGA Tour? What's the Ryder Cup? That is an exhibition. It's defined as an exhibition. Oh my goodness! Hey, we're not sure what we should do with Brooks Koepka. That's what these guys are saying. I'm like, you're not sure? He finished 7th in the points. Okay, they take the top 6 players. They got Scotty Scheffler. They got Wyndham Clark. They've got Brian Harman, the Open champion. They got Patrick Cantlay. Then they got the Max Homa, and they got the Xander Schauffele. Okay, all good players, great player. Everybody's a great player. They say everybody's great. I was listening to some other guys on Sirius XM. So, and these two guys are the biggest bouquet throwers I've ever. I mean, they are the top bouquet throwers in golf media. They are the top bouquet throwers in the corrupt golf media. The top, the number 2, the top. They are the epitome, the peak, the top, the biggest ones you get. That's who they are, and they come up with this deal that they're sitting there saying they're on this big argument saying, you know what, Koepka should be on. He's good, but I heard them say they go, Cameron Young is a superstar, a superstar. I'm like, Cameron Young's a good player, but don't you have to win a golf tournament? Like, I thought it was it's so hard to win on the PGA. It's so hard to win on the PGA Tour. Lucas Glover did it back-to-back weeks. That's how hard it is to win on the PGA Tour. But it's so hard to win on the PGA Tour that you never win. But you're a superstar, not a star. Not a great player, not a good player, a superstar. And you've never won a tournament on the PGA Tour? And you're a superstar. You're a superstar. And I guess that's because he's ranked, 17th in the world golf rankings, which are, a figment of the, imagination of people that think they mean something because they don't include any of the LIV golfers. So he's not really 17th. He's really like 28th or something, or 26th or 25th, whatever. Pick a number. He ain't no 17th. Okay. And as a result, he's a superstar. He's a superstar. And then they come up with they're making this argument about Justin Thomas should be on the Ryder Cup. And absolutely no questions asked. Put him on there. 4-0-1 or 4-1 is Ryder Cup. Wait a second here. First off, they love Justin Thomas because he's their buddy. You know what? I like Justin Thomas. I am a huge Justin Thomas fan. I think Justin Thomas is a great guy. I think Justin Thomas is a great player. He's won 2 major championships. Justin Thomas is one of my absolute favorites. I've been around him before. He's a gentleman. He's a great guy. But he isn't playing any good. I mean, he's not playing. He didn't make the FedEx Cup playoffs. And he tried like hell to make those. Look at his last 4 tournaments. MC, tied for 60th. MC, and tied for 12th at a Wyndham. At a Wyndham, he tied for 12th. Wyndham. Who's at the Wyndham? Like, by the way, on the PGA Tour, which is so hard to win at. Nobody was at the Wyndham. Lucas Glover was there. That was it. Okay, so come on. I mean, really? So here's my thoughts on these picks. Okay. First off, you got 6. You got Scheffler. You got Wyndham Clark. You got Harman. You got the Max Homa. You got Patrick Cantlay. And you got the, who else you got? You got the Xander Schauffele. Okay. You got that. You got those guys. Okay. Now, 7th and 8th is and the points list. So it doesn't mean anything because everybody says that they're saying, well, he had his chance. He had his chance. He didn't qualify. Brooks Koepka played in like 4 tournaments and still finished $30,000. If he'd have made one cut on the PGA Tour, he'd have been in that Ryder Cup. Brooks Koepka, 100%, not even close. You guys in the corrupt golf media that think Brooks Koepka shouldn't be on because he's on LIV are the biggest bunch of idiots I've ever seen in my life. And you show how corrupt you are every time you talk. It's unbelievable. I mean, can't you just be halfway fair? Like just halfway fair. Brooks Koepka should be on the team, 100%. Jordan Spieth next. Absolutely, 100%. Jordan Spieth got a good Ryder Cup. Not that that matters, okay? The whole Ryder Cup record thing, okay, we'll make it a factor. You know, when you get up there and you do your speech, your stupid little speech, the captain does, which he'll start off and he'll get I'll give you the speech, okay? It's the same thing every time. Same thing every time. Okay, he'll give you the speech and he'll go, here we go. It was the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Like, really? I mean, first off, you didn't make it. You asked your 4 captains. They all voted. They gave you their opinion. You asked all the players who made the team, the top 6. You asked them. So you asked at least 10 people for a vote, and you were the 11th, and you had a consensus. You didn't even make a decision. But it was the hardest decision you ever made in your life. I get it. Hardest decision. Absolutely. Oh, my God, excruciating. I mean, my God, if a fella ever has to make a decision that hard in the rest of his life, I mean, I don't know what the hell he could do. Oh, my God. Must have been just so tough. I mean, must have been so tough. Hardest call he ever had to make. I had to call these guys and let them know they didn't make the team. That's what he's going to say. That's what he's going to say. He's going to say that. He's going to say that to somebody. Okay. And, the hardest call I ever had to make. First off, why do you even call them? You just pick your team, you post it, and that's it. You give a guy, you're on the team, and then you make your announcement. I mean, what do you got to call everybody for? I got to call them and tell them. And you know what? It's like when you fire somebody. You know what? When you fire somebody, you're better off just firing somebody. I mean, the longer you talk it out, the more it doesn't make the guy feel any better. It just, hey, you know, these were my picks. You got everybody on your list and you send them, these are my picks. And if your name's not on the list, you know you didn't get picked. Period. You don't need to call them. Well, what are you going to say to them? Hey, you played like shit. Hey, you had a chance. I thought about you. You know, I wanted to put you on the team, but you know, I had to go with this guy. I mean, what are you going to say to the guy that's going to make the guy feel? It's the stupidest tradition that there could possibly be, and that's what they'll get up there, and Zach Johnson will get up there and he'll tell you how hard it is because they all do it. They just Stricker did it. They all do it. Everybody does it. That's what they do. They're all going to. It's just going to be. You could just play a Just play a replay and pretend it's somebody else. Pretend it's Zach Johnson talking. It'll be the exact same thing they say every single time. It just nauseates me. Like no way am I going to listen to it. I'll just read it on Twitter or X or whatever it is, whatever they call it these days. I'll read it on there, and then that'll be it. That'll be fine for me. Okay, but I got Koepka and I got Jordan Spieth. Okay, now we get those are pretty simple. Okay, now it goes down to 4 more. We got 4 more. We got to pick 4 more guys, and who are we picking from? Okay, a lot of people think Colin Morikawa is a lock. Okay, it didn't. I don't think so. I mean, he finished second at the Rocket, another tournament on the PGA Tour that's pretty much like a buy.com event. Nobody there either. He finished second, but last 3 tournaments missed cut, T13, T25. You got to be able to putt. He's a terrible putter. He hasn't, he had a little streak when he had the new, putting theory going at the beginning of the year, but then that was it. That was short-lived. Like I knew it would be. He's 20th in the world ranking, and it's not even 20 because remember, we're not counting the LIV players. So he's like 30th in the one. Nothing. I like Colin Morikawa. 5 top 10s out of 23 tournaments. I don't know. I mean, he's a guy I'd put out maybe a question mark. but I don't automatically put on. I don't put Cameron Young on there. He's never won a ton. No, not me. Sorry, I don't do it. Here's who I put on there. Okay. First off, number one on the list right now. Next guy up. Number, and I listen to the Corrupt Golf Media talking about how and these bouquet throwers on the Sirius XM, the two bouquet throwers, they throw flowers at everybody. They're saying that if Lucas Glover plays good this week, he can maybe get in. And I'm like, Lucas Glover won 2 tournaments in a row. One of them was a playoff event, so that's actually a good field. And then you look at his tournaments: T4, T6, 5th, missed a cut. He threw in a missed cut at 3M, but then win, and tied for 22nd. Lucas Glover is 43 years old. He said he's rah-rah Ryder Cup, never been on a Ryder Cup. So rah-rah Ryder Cup. I don't think he's ever been on a Ryder Cup. Rah-rah Ryder Cup. He did win the U.S. Open. I don't know if he got on that time or not. I don't think so. But he's rah-rah Ryder Cup. And somebody will text me and say, Hank, here's the deal on I'll look it up, but I'm not gonna look it up because for the sake of this podcast, who gives a crap whether he's been on the Ryder Cup or not? But he's rah-rah Ryder Cup. Okay, he's rah-rah Ryder Cup. And rah-rah Ryder Cup is something that I think is important if you're gonna pick a guy for the Ryder Cup. You got to be rah-rah Ryder Cup. If you're not rah-rah Ryder Cup, and you could take it or leave it. Like for instance, okay, like DJ. Well, first off, DJ's not going to get picked because he's over on LIV. Okay, and they hate LIV. They hate it. I mean, they don't want to admit it. They hate it, and they hate it because for a lot of reasons. But they really hate it because they're jealous because they didn't take the money, and now the PGA Tour, is partners with the LIV. Well, they don't call it that. They call it the PIF or whatever. But and who knows if that's going to happen because now they got Tiger involved. But anyway, that's another story. That's another podcast. But they don't like him. They don't like him. They're jealous. I don't know how anybody doesn't like DJ. That's kind of hard to do because I ain't met a guy that didn't like DJ. But they don't like him because he's LIV. That's all it takes. But DJ couldn't care less. Like if DJ, they had called him to play in the Ryder Cup, they'd go, oh man, I'm really excited. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to it. Give it my best. And he will. But they ain't gonna pick him. There's no way they're gonna pick him. No. They're looking for reasons not to pick. They're looking for reasons not to pick LIV players. All these LIV guys that are, there's a lot of LIV homers too. I gotta admit. I mean, they're there. And they think they should pick like DJ. They think they should pick Bryson DeChambeau because he shot 58. They think they should pick Patrick Reed. I mean, they wouldn't pick Patrick Reed in a million years. Oh, my God. Come on, people. They are not going to pick Patrick Reed. And Taylor Gooch, he's not part of the boys club. He went to LIV. He cashed in. No. He's not getting picked. No chance. None of those guys are getting picked. But DJ, he didn't care. He didn't care. He's played enough. I don't know how many Ryder Cups DJ's played in. 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. He's played a lot of Ryder Cups. He's had his fill of Ryder Cups. He doesn't care. I mean, it's fun for him, hang out with the guys. His wife gets to go get dressed up. I mean, go to a couple parties. I mean, I don't know. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. So there, he's not rah-rah Ryder Cup. See, Justin Thomas, rah-rah Ryder Cup. That helps him. He's good in the locker room, they say. Good in the locker room. What does that mean? Good in the locker room. Good in the locker room. You got to be good on the golf course, don't you? Justin Thomas, miscut, tied for 60th. Miscut. Tied for 12th. 3 top 10s, 26 tournaments. They'll tell you he had a good Ryder Cup record. Ryder Cup record. Who was your partner? Did he carry you or did you carry him? Who were you playing against? Did they play great and you beat them? Or did they play like crap and you got gifted one? I mean, come on. Throw me some Ryder Cup records and, tell me what they really mean. For years, they were telling Tiger doesn't have a very good Ryder Cup record. He might not have a very good Ryder Cup record, but he's the best player who's ever played the game of golf. But he might not have a great Ryder Cup record. They used to say that. Oh, it's his record this, his record that. I'm like, really? You ever notice that everybody plays their best against him? You ever notice how his partners have played over the years when they couldn't even hit the ball, when Tiger played great and he still lost, and you guys try to lay it on Tiger? I mean, Ryder Cup record. A lot of luck involved in Ryder Cup record. I mean, come on, let's be fair. A lot of luck in Ryder Cup record. I'm taking Lucas Glover. He should be on the team. He's rah-rah Ryder Cup. 100% he should be on the team. Put the guy on the team. Give him his due. Guy got out of the yips. He's he's putting good. He's always a good ball striker. He's 43 years old. He said he loves the, greatest honor ever, playing for your country. Let him play for his country. Give him a spot. 100% give him a spot. No questions asked. Give him a spot. Absolutely. Keegan Bradley. Keegan Bradley is rah Ryder Cup. Rah. Loves Ryder Cup. Rah. He'll do that wiggle. He'll walk in. He'll back off. He'll back in. He'll back off. He'll go in. He'll back off. He'll do that 100 freaking times. Drive the other team crazy. He's a great one. Put him on there. He won twice this year. He's 11th in points. First off, I'd just take the first 12 guys if it was me. If I was the captain, I'd just take the first 12 guys. But I'm taking Keegan Bradley. So I'm taking Keegan Bradley. I'm taking Lucas Glover. And that leaves two more spots. Okay. My next one I'm taking is Ricky Fowler. Absolutely 100% Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler, in my opinion, Ricky Fowler has earned it. He won this year. He's been coming up from a long way down. Okay, he's 25th in the world, the official world golf rankings, which aren't anything to shout about because they don't include the LIV players. But, he's sort of up there and he's moving up. 8 top 10s, 24 events, but he had a win. And he's not going bad lately. T45, T23, T58, T25. I can't give any logic there on how he's doing lately, but I'd still put him in there, and he's one of the boys. They like him. He's in the, we can pair him with a lot of people. Who are we going to pair Patrick Reed with? He's not going to be on the team. No chance. Who are we going to pair Bryson DeChambeau with? He's not going to be on the team. We don't like him. He's not one of the boys. Ricky, he's one of the boys. Put Ricky on there. Put one of the boys on there. All right, now it gets down to you got one more spot in my mind. Okay, you got a Colin Morikawa. I don't think they're going Cameron Young. You got a Colin Morikawa. You got a Justin Thomas. It's coming down to one of those two guys, and I just don't see how you can take Justin Thomas. I like Justin Thomas, but I don't know. I don't see how you can take him. You got Sam Burns. Maybe you take Sam Burns. They like Sam Burns too. They really like him. He's one of the boys. They like him. He's buddies. He's buddies with Scheffler. Pair him with Scheffler. Who's Scheffler going to play with? Play him with Sam Burns. That could be something. Maybe they go Sam Burns. Last 4 tournaments, miscut. T14, T52, T50. Maybe it does have something. Old Zach Johnson, the captain, and all his assistant captains, they're going to get together. They're going to talk it over. They're going to see how they do at the Tour Championship. That crazy tournament they have where a guy starts off 10 shots ahead of another guy at the beginning before they've even hit a shot. And they say LIVs is crazy, is stupid, is a crazy format. What about that Tour Championship format? Well, they're going to look at that. They'll dissect it. And maybe one of these guys will earn a spot. Maybe one of these guys. So that's who I'd take. Okay. I'd take those guys. But I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to take Koepka. I know they're going to take Spieth. I think they're going to take Glover. I'm not, but you know what? Glover finishes like 24th or 25th. And that's understandable. Tired, worn out, a lot of, emotion, maybe choking a little bit about the Ryder Cup. I don't know. Doesn't seem like that bothers him much now that he's got his putting organized, but we'll see. But they're looking for a reason not to pick Glover. They're looking for a reason not to pick Keegan Bradley. They're looking for a reason to pick Justin Thomas. They're looking for a reason to pick Sam Burns. They're looking for a reason to pick, Colin Morikawa. Maybe they already picked him. Who knows? They probably did. That's kind of Denny McCarthy. I don't think so. He's 14th on the list. I don't think so. Maybe if he wins the tournament, who knows? But they you know what? I got this feeling, Now maybe I got this feeling from listening to the corrupt golf media. I don't know. I got this feeling they're going to pick Justin Thomas. Oh my goodness gracious. I like Justin Thomas. But he doesn't deserve to be on the Ryder Cup. He just doesn't. And then, it's a most, and we got to win. They're going like, we got to win, and Justin Thomas, and we got to win. We got to win this exhibition. We haven't won over there in 30 years. Who gives a crap? You know what? What difference make? Seriously. I mean, come on, people. Does that really matter? It does to some people. It matters more to Europe than it does to the United States. But let me throw a little stat at you. If you take the top 12 players currently on the U.S. team, and you look at their official world golf ranking, which we know is not official, it ain't worth a crap. But for comparison, we'll use it. The average team ranking of a U.S. player is 11.66. Okay? You got that? Now, Europe has got some really good players. They got a Rory. They got a Rahm. They got a Victor Hovland. They got a Fleetwood. If you put him in there, he never won a tournament either on the PGA Tour. But they got a Rory, they got a Rahm, and they got a Victor Hovland. They got those. Okay? And after that, you know what they got? They got not much. Here's what they got. They got an average team ranking of 31.08. 31.08. U.S. team ranking, 11.66. European team ranking, 31.08. Average world golf ranking. How in the world could the U.S. team lose no matter who they throw out there? They couldn't lose if they had to. They couldn't. Well, there's only one way they could lose. Rory, Rahm, and Victor Hovland just run the table. They run the table. They run the table. But I don't see any way to. And people say, this is going to be close. We haven't won there in 30 years. I'll tell you what. This could be the year. Because if this isn't the year, I don't know when it will be. U.S. either wins here or they may have to wait another 30 years because this is so lopsided, especially when it comes to singles where everybody has to play. Anyway, can't wait to see what the picks are, more to dissect, and I can't wait to hear the reaction from the corrupt golf media because they are going to be joyful. They are going to be so joyful when Zach Johnson and all the other guys that throw in a vote don't take an LIV player, except maybe Brooks Koepka. They got to take Koepka. They're forced to take Koepka. They hate it. They hate it. But they're forced to take him. And you watch. They'll take him, but nobody else. Nobody else. All right. Hope everybody enjoyed the podcast here on nofilter.net. Hit the follow button if you're on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts so you can get my podcasts every day. And remember, if you have arthritis pain, joint pain, muscle soreness, try my Voodoo Pain Relief Cream. You can get it at voodoopainrelief.com, and it is the absolute best product, 100% guaranteed, 100%. We'll talk to you soon on the Hank Haney podcast. Have a great day.